On the 23rd of May, Hungarian football returns. So here's a quick summary of what happens during the break. Giuseppe Sannino, the head coach of Budapest Honvéd, is gone. He's been compromised by coronavirus. Allegedly, he might have been in contact with people who were in fact tested positive. He wasn't allowed to meet with his players, to have training sessions with them, and after a while the club just felt like this is not going anywhere. So he left, and Alessandro Ricenti, if I pronounce it correctly, are also gone. István Pisont, a club legend, is the caretaker manager for now, and also Laszlo Dajka, who is a big name with Honvéd, has been introduced to the staff. So that's going to be exciting to see how it goes. Kisvárda let two of their Romanian players go, George Grozav and Yasmin Latovlievici, left Hungary without permission. They went home, and their contract was due to the end of the season anyways. They wanted to keep Grozav because he had a really nice season. 8 goals and 5 assists in 25 matches is not too shabby, but the club decided that this was such a break of rules that they gotta go, and so they did. Anel Hadjic has left Fehérvár after 3 seasons at Vidi. Apparently there was a little bit of an issue between him and João Carrillo. Hadjic said that slowly but steadily he was out of the squad, but he wasn't being told what's the plan with him. And so he went straight forward and decided that he wanted to leave. They talked through with Zoltán Kovács, the sporting director of the club, and decided that it's best if he just has his contract terminated, and so that's what exactly they did. He's most likely will continue his career at Sarajevo. And also Aron Bjarnason, the Icelandic attacker, is loaned back to Iceland. He's gonna take part of Valur Reykjavik's campaign between June and September. It's unknown what's gonna happen to him afterwards. It's unknown what's the exact deal is here. What's certain is that he did not get enough game time. He has been expressing his disappointment over not being on the field as much, and so it's not a huge surprise, but still Újpest squad is relatively small compared to the others, so it's going to be interesting how much they will end up missing him, especially because the schedule is pretty crazy. So the very first day is going to be a pretty busy one, because first Ferencváros will take on Debrecen, which is a game that was postponed from the very first round, because Fradi back then was part of the European qualifier system, and they asked to not have immediately a lot of games, and so they got that one postponed. That's the first game, and then we're gonna go with the Hungarian Cup semifinals: Mezőkövesd versus Molfehérvár and MTK versus Budapest Honvéd. Now the interesting thing here is, if one of them wins the cup competition while they are second and third, it's not gonna be the finalists who will get introduced to Europa League qualifiers, but it's gonna be the fourth team in the table. As of now, it would be Puskás Akadémia, but the race is gonna be insane for that. Obviously, if MTK or Budapest Honvéd wins it, they get straight into the Europa League qualifiers, and there's not much to talk about. And from that on, that's on the 23rd, which I just described, and from that on the 26th, there's gonna be the other semifinal. So after 3 days, we're gonna know the finalists, and the final is probably gonna take place at the beginning of June. And from that on, it's gonna be crazy. 27th, Újpest versus Ferencváros, which is a massive game, of course, the Budapest derby. You probably want to watch that, although it looks very one-sided right now, speaking of chances, but it's still a derby, so it's probably gonna end up being fun. And 2 days later, on 29th of May, there's Kaposvár Zalaegerszeg, which is a huge game in terms of relegation battle. And then on the 30s, it's pretty much every day there's going to be new games. It's pretty hard to tell who's in good shape and who's in good form. Obviously, there are a lot of friendlies, but it never gives you a proper feedback on who's doing well and who is not. So do not take much from that. Feel free to pick a club in Hungary, adopt a club. It's a lot of fun. I tried to do that with Brazil, but obviously the coronavirus kind of ruined my plan on that. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun for you guys to discover more and more about Hungarian football, and probably everything is gonna be streamed. I would try to post the links when there's a game day, and if you find it interesting, maybe I will do more of these summaries. Alright, stay safe, stay home, and see you around.